So the room is getting completely gutted and rebuilt from top to bottom. I'm starting over. The drainage system, I got hung up on the drainage. I got stuck on trying to make that lower rack functional, and I ended up having to go back to the basics and throw those on just like a sump tank, and each two shelves has its every two shelves is on one drain system. They go through this mesh filter to collect and protect the pump to make sure no perlite or anything gets through. Of the two that go per drain, the top one has an adjustment valve to adjust the flow, just to ensure that backflow doesn't come up into this other tray. But each shelf holds 24, and I'm gonna have, I think I'll only be able to fit 8 in here, but 8 times 24. Yeah, I had the air conditioning go bad, the air conditioner go bad. I got this dinosaur in here. We're gonna see if that works right now, but I'm rebuilding the whole room. And yeah, I had it to where it would fit like 240 trays last time. And when I get that many trays in here, it would just, stuff would go wrong. I'd end up getting mold or insect pressure or something like that. And I don't sterilize my soil. I just get it from the place, whatever. And that's usually how you introduce stuff to your garden, is through the soil if you don't sterilize it. But anyway, that's a whole nother rant. But this is just a quick little update. The room is coming together again. If you don't remember what it used to look like, it was crazy. I just was married to the same system. So I had this tank that was the feed, and it fed the whole room. And then it was ran on HVAC pumps that went in between each shelf, and it would pump it up to a main line that actually would drain into right here. And that went around the whole room, so you could see it kind of still. There's still part of it right there. It went at a downgrade all the way around the room until finally it would just drain back into this tank. But the HVAC pumps were expensive and it actually didn't work, so it sucked. I tried to make it work because I spent the money, but ultimately it does not work. So this does, and it's going to enable me to automate everything, and that's why I'm stoked on it. So anyway, 23 different varieties of microgreens grown the best that they can be grown in a fully controlled hydroponic indoor environment, where I control the air quality. Every 2 hours this comes on. It's a carbon filter. It draws air from outside and exchanges the air in the room. It's on a daisy chain into the closet. This actually blows into the house. So that's the exhaust, but that exchanges the air out of the room every couple hours. The humidity is controlled through a dehumidifier. You don't need a humidifier. This is not mushrooms. You actually need to get rid of humidity. Like I said, I'm having an air conditioning issue, but this is a sliding glass door. I have it open a little bit with some plywood, and I just cut vents in right there so I don't destroy my house any more than I already have, actually. But yeah, so I'm going individually on these tanks. I mean, eventually what I can do is just have a drain system kind of like that, but run it all to one sump tank and have a float valve. See, I have one actually. It's not in here, but anyway, just a float valve that turns on when it gets to a certain level. It'll pump the water from there into the big tank. That's pretty much what those HVAC pumps do, but they're just a lot smaller. What I need is something big. large pump on it. But yeah, got some stuff growing on in here, coming together. I had to slow things way down. So this is kind of the skeleton of, I've torn apart and cut to pieces all the shelves that I had. I'm calling these stacks. This is just a normal NSF baking rack. And what I've done is, because I had so many racks over the years of buying used ones, I just cut these, I measured them up and cut them all down. And because this sits up a little bit, they sit right inside there. It's not going anywhere. You could tack weld it in, but you don't need to. It's not, if it falls, just move. but yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. They roll, they're pretty dope. Obviously can't roll it in and out of the room, but I only have it on rollers because for cleaning purposes, once they're in place. That's another thing too, like when I had the system before, it just all tied together, so it didn't matter they were on wheels, it didn't roll, it didn't move. It was done with all this shit, and eventually this will all get replaced with like PVC or something. But yeah, you adjust the flow to each level. I still have some 2-inch trays, but right now I'm adjusting the soil recipe because I want everything, doesn't matter what variety it is, I want it all to dry out at the same time. So each variety is going to have a different soil recipe for, some of them will drink a little more than the others. A little more perlite or a little less. Or another thing I can do is put another tray underneath it with a little more soil once it develops a little more, and allow it just to keep rooting and maintain water. But the idea is to get them all to where they're drinking around the same time, and that can be pretty crazy. But it's not going to kill them to have them all drink at the same time if I'm out of town or something. Anyway, long ass video. I'm going to cut it short, but hey, we're talking about getting back into a farmer's market, so if you're interested in that, let me know. See you guys. Thanks.